If you're hoping to cash in on the stronger dollar with a European vacation this summer, beware of some hefty travel fees that can sneak up and put a dent in any traveler's budget. Here to tell us about them is WSJ's middle seat columnist, Scott McCartney. Hi, Scott. So first, tell us about the recent proliferation of automated radar traps across Europe. This is new.
Well, this has been building for the last decade or so, but hi, Tanya.
Hi.
There are now more than 4,000 cameras across Europe. Governments strapped for cash have been adding the cameras. So they say average speeds have come down, the number of accidents and deaths have come down, but more and more tourists are getting hit by these cameras, including now there are governments are tied directly into car rental reservation systems where they can automatically get the name and address of somebody who's hit with a violation.
So renting cars abroad is popular with Americans. Do they end up paying these hefty fines right away, or are they able to appeal them?
Well, appeal is difficult. France actually in November set up a system to create online appeals, so you can appeal online there, and maybe that makes it easier. Italy, an interesting contrast, says any appeal has to be sent by registered mail, and it has to be sent in Italian. They have 360 days to actually notify you of the violation. You have 60 days to appeal. And if you don't appeal in person, then you appeal by mail and you lose your appeal, your fine can be doubled.
Oh, my goodness. So I guess you better just pay the fine. Scott, do you recommend Americans rent cars abroad, or is it too complicated?
I don't think it's too complicated, but I think you have to do your homework. I think it's a wonderful thing to do on a trip across Europe. You can see the countryside, you can stop in villages, you can do things you can't do if you're just shuttling around on trains. But that said, there are things you need to do in terms of preparing your insurance and what kind of insurance you need to buy, or what kind of insurance that particular car rental company may require you to buy that can double or triple the cost of a rental. There are advisors in the U.S. who help people book European car rentals, get everything in writing in advance for you, find good deals. And I think that's a good way to go, especially if it's your first time.
And then, of course, aside from the cars, you can't forget that when traveling within Europe, there are different regulations surrounding luggage weight costs, correct?
Yeah, this is sort of another tourist trap that really gets people. A 50-pound bag in a domestic U.S. airline flight, pretty standard, costs $25. You take that same bag to Ryanair, for example, and it'll be about $116. The baggage fees vary considerably, even among U.S. airlines. I looked at, if you're going study abroad and you've got 3 bags of stuff with you, or you're going on a long trip, you can pay $200 on American or British Air. You can pay $385 for the same luggage on Delta or Air France. It really it trips up a lot of people, especially people with for long stays, for cruises, for study abroad programs, who think that it'll be more or less the same as what they encounter in the U.S. and it's completely different.
The big difference certainly could bust your budget. All right, Scott McCartney, thank you so much for that.
Sure, great to be with you.